doing initiative to transit from use of firewood and coal to use of natural gas and more environmentally friendly sources of energy. And we target to address about 500,000 Nigerians in doing that. Doing that, no one is left behind. Everybody is carried along. There is what we call energy, so that at the end of the day, every Nigerian, irrespective of their socio-economic class, is carried along to this plan. Well, definitely. Nigeria is the giant of Africa. If you deny Nigeria of anything, you are denying 20% of black people in the world. So there's no way anything will come to Africa and Nigeria will not have its fair share of it. The negotiations on how to access those funds is still ongoing. It's not something that is on the table for picture already, but I assure you we will have our own fair share of it. One of the key, if you look at the 8-point agenda of President Bola Tinubu, one key aspect of it is job creation. And we're going to use the environment and the approach to clean energy to provide clean jobs, to ensure people are now livelihood is transited from areas that have less impact on the climate, on the environment. So Nigeria has a plan to provide what are called green jobs for our people. Now, I also need to mention this. One key takeaway from this summit is to the effect that the bold step, the very courageous step taken by President Bola Tinubu to remove subsidy from fossil fuel is not an economic decision. It is actually a survival decision. Because if you don't do it, we are playing with the survival of planet Earth. So, and today, from the declaration, the whole of Africa has agreed that doing subsidizing fossil fuel is not something we should continue to encourage. What we need to do is to see how we can transit from using such climate hazardous sources of energy to more friendly sources. And if you look at our data, between May and June, the president announced that the removal of subsidy, our consumption of fossil fuel dropped by almost 28%, which means if you quantify that, I'm sure 1 million tons to have reduced our emissions that is affecting our climate. So it is one takeaway from this, and the whole of Africa is behind Nigeria in what we are doing. And it has also focused our attention as a country to look at more environmental friendly energy sources. Now we're talking very seriously about using compressed natural gas. Now a lot of people is paying attention on solar energy, which are more environmental friendly. I think in the long run, Nigeria can only be better for the removal of that subsidy. Well, I must confess to you that I do not agree with you that unconditional pledges means that we are going to do it all alone. Because if you look at the challenge that we face with climate change, it is not essentially a problem that can be easily localized. And if you look at the contribution that nations across the world make to those challenges, you see that whereas the developed nations of the world are the one making the higher contribution to that changes our climate that results in all those disasters. I'm sure in the last 1 week, we must have listened to the kind of flood disaster that we are facing in Nigeria. So if the problem is being caused by somebody, saying that the solution to that problem should be exclusively of somebody else, I will not agree with you. You understand? So, and I think that is why Nigeria is bringing that. The other thing I would like to know is that Nigeria also contributes to development partners. For example, World Bank, we contribute to it. We contribute to the African Development Bank, and we have a responsibility and a right to also demand support from such multilateral institutions to some of our initiatives. So when we are talking about our unconditional pledges, I do not agree to that. We cannot ask for support from outside. Of course, you must be aware that Nigeria has done the green bond. We've done it twice, and each time it has been oversubscribed. And calling on people in this manner also attract attention to the green bond initiative. I want to assure you that Nigeria is taking its rightful position with leading role in Africa, including on issues of climate change. Earlier this morning, I was at a meeting which was talking about the methane emission, and I brought it to the fore that in the whole of Africa, it was Nigeria that first made commitments to that declaration, and we're doing that in many folds. Again, if you look at the way our energy transition plan is also configured, it's configured in such a manner that whatever we do affects a lot of African nations. And I want to assure you that in that respect, we're taking in ensuring that the issue. However, I must let you know that the issue of climate change is not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's not something that we're going to do overnight. It requires consistency and continuity, and Nigeria is committed to doing that.
Investigations, special reports, analysis, and breaking news. Premium Times, a leading multimedia news platform, brings to you every minute stories that helps you make informed decisions and hold public officials, individuals, and organizations accountable. We have cartoons, videos, podcasts, and other interesting content for your delight. For timely update on politics, entertainment, sport, and business, visit our website on www.premiumtimesng.com and follow us on all our social media platforms. Don't miss out.